Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to another episode of Itrend on ITV. I'm your host, Zaheerah Bham-Ismail. We often speak about what's trending, how to look after ourselves, how to make the most of ourselves. And the one person who can share that, who shares so much of himself on social media, who keeps motivating all of us, is none other than Muhammed Cassim from Motivation. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the studio.
Wa alaikum salam. Thanks for having me.
Mo, we've been following you, watching your motivation. Not only is it just about fitness, is it about getting people in Johannesburg and Gauteng outside, outdoors to enjoy it, but you're also very motivational, and we're seeing a lot more of it. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
So I come from a small town, Azadville. A lot of people will know that. I was brought up in a normal family home, and unfortunately we went through a bit of a family trauma, and that led me on a search to find who I am. And it's been a search that I'm still on for quite some time now, and everyone who knows who's going through a search like this knows it takes time. And while I was on the search, I realized that the best way to find yourself is to help others and help those around you. And that's when I decided to start with motivation. Fitness was always something I was into. The gym was always my escape. It was my therapy, and it helped me through a lot. So I wanted to share that with a lot of people. But when I got into fitness, I realized fitness is so much more than just the body. And then I thought it was eating and nutrition, and I realized it's even more than that. And then when I really looked at it, fitness was about the mind. It was about making sure your mindset was right, because everything else falls into place after your mind is in order. So I started finding myself, speaking to people, surrounding myself with positive people, and just filling myself with positive energy all the time. And through that, I've managed to motivate people. I've become a better person as well. And I've just tried to keep this positive vibe going in the gym, with the mountain climbing, with the hiking that we do, with everything that I do in my family life as well. It's just positive. You know, it was Newton who said, his law of motion said, an object will remain in motion until acted upon by an opposing force. So therefore, I believe positive will remain in motion until acted upon by negative.
Yes.
So I eliminate any negative elements out of my life, and it's just constant positive energy that keeps on flowing, and hopefully it radiates to the people around me as well.
I think it definitely does. But how easy is it, or how difficult is it to always remain positive? I mean, many of us have a number of challenges out there. Days are difficult, times are tough. But then you're saying you're always positive. And I think all of us that see you regularly on social media, we see that positivity. How easy is it to maintain that?
It's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy. It is a process that needs to be worked on every single day. There are more negative influences around us than there are positive influences, but we need to look for things to be grateful for. And I think if we can find gratitude, we can find positivity. So small things like I can see, I can hear, I can taste,
Absolutely.
I can smell, I can touch. Just those small things that we need to be grateful for, and forget all the negative elements. I want this, I need this. We don't need any of that. We have so much already.
Absolutely.
So just be grateful what we have and carry on with that. I think that helps with the positivity. I really think that helps with it.
You mentioned, and this is something we've had on the show repeatedly as well, you mentioned fitness is one aspect, the way we eat is a completely another aspect, and then our mindsets are the third, but largely the largest aspect of who we are. For me, many of us seem to go about it completely the opposite way around, because whether we're trying to lose weight, whether we're trying to just be fit or maintain some sort of balance in our life, we're draining ourselves in gyms, we're not eating correctly, and the last thing we're ever doing is putting ourselves in a positive mindset, because we break ourselves down so much. And I don't know if you see this in men as well, but with women, we often breaking ourselves down in terms of how we look, how we think we need to be looking, and that we never just appreciate who we are at that point.
It's exactly that. We work backwards, and I did it as well. I made the mistake, and I learned from my mistakes, and I think everyone should learn from their mistakes, where I worked backwards. It was first the body, then it was get my nutrition right, and then it was my mindset. But if you can get the mind right, whatever the mind believes, the body achieves. And if you can get the mind right, everything else follows. You want to lose weight, believe you're going to lose weight. Don't worry about the eating this diet plan and that diet plan, or I need to kill myself 4 hours a day in the gym.
Yes.
Don't worry about any of that. Just believe that you are going to do this. Get your mind right, and then get into the gym knowing that it's going to happen. And when that happens, the body will just follow afterwards.
Absolutely. That's brilliant. When you're putting out your motivational videos every day, where does your inspiration come from? Is it a conversation you've had with someone in your gym, or is it something that you've decided that day, this is what you need to share with people?
So what I love about my clients is that they're the ones who motivate me. That's what motivation is about. I get these amazing people who walk into the gym, and from all different walks of life, different mindsets as well, but every one of us is motivating each other to keep that positive mindset. And then when I'm not with my clients, they say that if you hang around someone, if you hang around a perfume salesman, you'll smell like perfume.
Yes.
And what I love about our day and age of technology is that we can choose to hang around whoever we want to, with YouTube around, with Instagram around, with Facebook around. All we have to do is choose a positive person to follow, listen to what they talk about, and take from that, learn from that. Every single day, you need to learn something new. You need to gain new knowledge. It's not about school knowledge. It's not about university knowledge. It's just about learning something every single day that will benefit you. It might seem insignificant now, but it will be massive in the future. And just fill yourself with this positive energy, this positive knowledge, and honestly, it just flows from there, and that's where my inspiration comes from.
And a lot of what we were saying off air as well regarding social media, how you can use it positively or negatively, and you can choose what you're following, what you're picking up on, and how much you choose to motivate yourself as well.
Exactly. You get beneficial information and you get useless information, and I just feel that we need to choose beneficial information every single time we listen to something. You know, it might just be in the background, it might be in your headphones while you're having a training session, it might be on the radio while you're driving, but subconsciously your mind is taking all that information in, and you want to take positive information in there, because when your mind starts taking it in subconsciously, eventually it becomes part of you, and then positivity just flows through you.
Perfect. I ask this for many women that are sitting on our set, and I often, I've gotten a few comments that I never ask the men this question, and I will ask you, how do you balance it all? Because a lot of what you do takes a lot of time over weekends. I think we take for granted that the men and the fathers in our community work. But it's also difficult because I think we're at an age where parenting is very balanced. It needs both parents there actively involved in our kids' lives. How do you manage to find the balance?
First of all, you know, as a man, you have to go out there and you have to work and you have to do all of that. So you have to have that mindset that it's something that needs to be done. But at the same time, you have to understand the importance of time. There's no use chasing when you don't value the time that you have with your children. You know, if you speak to any in the older generation, if you speak to them, they'll tell you the one thing that they wish they did was spend more time with their family. So what I do is I've got certain business hours so that I can have time with the family, so that the kids can have time with me. On the weekends, I make sure that we do activities together, always filling them with this positive mindset. You will be able to do this. Don't worry about that, Mark. It's okay. You did a bit bad there, but we will get better. You will, you'll get over this hurdle. It's just a small thing, and just filling them with that positive mindset makes them appreciate that little time that they do have with me, so that it may seem like it's a lot of time in the future. I want them to, you know, every second that I spend with my family, I want it to be beneficial for them. And in that way, it's not where I'm just sitting on the sofa watching TV and the time's passing by even though I'm with my family. We want to sit down, we want to have good constructive conversation. What did you learn today? Not in school, but what did you learn today? What did you observe? What did you see? That's exactly what I want to have with them, so that in the future, every time they think that they spent with their father, even though he was working so much, even though his hours were so crazy, it was beneficial to them, and they remember those moments more than anything else.
Absolutely, and that is active parenting. For me, that's huge, and I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's not just about being around in our family environments and saying, well, I'm at home, so I'm here, but it's actively engaging with them as well.
Exactly.
And that's what you do with a lot of the youth as well. You've been engaging a lot in talks and motivational talks with the youth. Tell us a little bit about that.
What I want to do with the youth, I think we know how important the youth are, but if I can just get through to one person about the importance of looking after yourself mentally and physically, I've done my job. I was in, I think it was grade 10, and there was this guy who came to our school to give a talk about health and fitness. And I don't remember who he is, and I don't think I've ever seen him again, but he changed my mind. And he made me understand the importance of health and fitness. And now I'm helping so many people around. If I can do that to just one person, who knows what the chain reaction will be from there. And that's the mindset I go in with that. That's why I want to target the youth. And that's why it's so important that they understand the importance of eating correctly, training correctly, sleeping correctly, getting all of that in order, and finding a perfect balance in life.
I know that recent studies have also shown that children as young as 11 years old are being diagnosed with depression. And I love the fact that this almost gears you up already and says, let's find a balance immediately from early on, from an outset, so we can learn how to tackle things when they come. You
see, depression, I think, from what I see, it's just a lack of gratitude. It's a lack of understanding what you have. and you're always wanting more. So you're always depressed because you can never find that satisfaction, because even though you want this, and once you get it, you want more. I read something, I think I was 10 years old when I read this, and it said the good life starts when you stop wanting a better one.
I like that.
And once I realized that, I just appreciate every single breath that I take, live in the moment, every single moment. It was Kung Fu Panda. I was watching it with my kids, and this little turtle in there says, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift, and that's why they call it the present.
I like that. And with that, and being conscious of the power of now and gratitude, we know that depression and other mental illnesses is huge. It's something that we're seeing prevalent in our community. But as Mo says, let's find small things to be grateful for, to remind ourselves of the power of now. And the more we remind ourselves, the more we'll be able to help ourselves and lift ourselves as well. Stay tuned. When we come back, we continue the conversation with health, body and mind fitness.
من نعم الله الجبار قبس من نور المختار وبعزم كالنهر الجاري نسلك درب العلم ونعمل قبس إصلاح وإخاء علم إيمان ودعاء.
Sponsor an orphan and change a life today for only 1,500 rands per month or 18,000 rands per year. Contact the Al Iman Foundation on 011 211 0302.
Arctic Amanzi Branded Water Solutions, a division of Arctic Amanzi CC, is the official branded water supplier to ITV Network. The water prepared by Arctic Amanzi goes through 3 purification systems. The water flows into an ozonization tank, then the KDF purifying system before entering an approved SABS ultraviolet sterilization tunnel. Why not contact Arctic Amanzi today and find out how we can take your brand and water the corporate world? Traded agency inquiries welcome nationally.
Carpet City has been installing Musalla carpets in masjids, madrasas and Jamaat Khanas for over 15 years, providing a complete turnkey operation from design and colour choices to installation and after-sales service. We have an extensive range of designs and colours to match your taste. Let our professional team assist you in choosing a Musalla that suits your budget. We service clients across the country. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote on 021 633 8222 or email us carpet@mweb.co.za. Carpet City, your professional Musalla carpet company.
Sawans, your Islamic family store. At Sawans, we have an extensive selection of products to suit your Islamic lifestyle. Break your fast with our dates. Get fitted in our latest garments. Whether for him or for her, increase your knowledge with a book or memorize Quran with an audio. Win hearts with a memorable gift. As a family, we're constantly striving to provide your family with the best quality products at affordable prices. So once, your Islamic family store. Your family's convenience is our commitment.
Be connected to Muslims all around you. United Ummah is the app that allows you to request for help as well as volunteer your services to assist those around you. Ask for help, look for jobs or services, or offer jobs and help those around you. Register now by downloading our app. From paid services to free services, this app has it all. Download it now and be part of the United Ummah.
As the bitter cold bites, do you think of those who can barely survive winter?
Africa, Africa.
Many homeless and destitute need you this winter. Your sponsored blanket is sure to make a difference. Sponsor a blanket at 130 Rand or a winter warmth pack at 280 Rand. Call the Africa Muslims Agency now on 011-834-8685 or donate online at africamuslimsagency.co.za. Remember, every family deserves warmth. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
من نعم الله الجبار قبس من نور المختار وبعزم كالنهر الجاري نسلك درب العلم ونعمل قبس إصلاح وإخاء علم إيمان ودعاء.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Itrend. We're chatting to Muhammed Cassim from Motivation, a person who's not keeping us engaged and motivated on a fitness level, but on a mind level as well. And that was the one thing that we needed to find the balance with. If you know about Itrend, we've chatted about this repeatedly with a number of guests, and every single one has reiterated the fact that our mind is the most controlling part of our body, and if we've got that right, everything else will flow. And that's exactly what Mo is saying as well. Mo, we spoke about what you've been doing with kids, the motivation aspect of it, what we're seeing on social media. But the one thing that for me was an absolute highlight was the fact that you offered people around the Gauteng area something that's outdoors, something that we can just go out with as families and enjoy that space and that fresh air and that time. Tell us a little bit about those hikes.
Okay, so I've always been fascinated with mountains. Mountains have really been my thing. So I started hiking a couple of years ago, and I've done trails all around the country. I really enjoy sometimes just being alone in the mountain as well, just to find yourself and to find your inner peace. And the number of people that called me after that, just when they saw my pictures, please tell us where this is, please take us, please show us this, we're dying for something. And I thought about it and I said, you know what, I can't be selfish. I need to share this with everyone. I need everyone to understand how amazing it is to be out there, to see Allah's creation, to see everything that we have on our doorstep, especially here from Gauteng, just an hour away, and we have the most beautiful mountains that we just take for granted, and amazing rock pools. And I just wanted to take people out there. And the number of people that contacted me, and I thought, okay, people are crying out for this. And that's when I went about creating Motivation Hikes. And it's just blown.
Amazing.
It's gone crazy. It really has gone crazy.
But you know what it is? It's again, it comes back twofold for me. It's not just about seeing what's available around us. People travel all over. We don't even realize the beauty that's on our doorstep that we can make the most of. But also the fact that you said earlier, it's just about saying to your mind, let's just go and do this. Because I think we often find excuses for ourselves over and over again. And it's just about being able to get up and saying, let's go.
And now with our hiking initiative, there's no excuses. You don't have to worry about taking your car. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just meet us at the location that we prescribe, jump in our shuttles, and we take you to the mountain. The hikes do get a bit difficult. I'm not going to say it's a walk in the park, but that's the whole idea. You want to challenge yourself, and like in life, in order to get to the top, to enjoy the view, there has to be a bit of a tough climb, and that's exactly how the mountain is. And when you get there and you turn around and you look at those views, you forget how difficult that climb actually was, and you appreciate it. The response after the hikes, the people who have been with us have loved every single step of the way.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to ask you, is that what is the response been in terms of this being family bonding time, where families can get together and just spend their time? Because again, as we mentioned, everybody is just so busy. There's no time to connect with your kids.
I've seen kids push their parents on these hikes. Come on, you can do this. Get over here. You can push it. Don't be tired. It's amazing where normally the parents the one encouraging the kids, and you've seen kids here in their element. It's like a jungle gym in the open for them, and they've loved it, and they're pushing their parents, and I think that's creating a newfound respect. Some kids who thought their moms weren't able to do certain things are seeing their moms do these things, and there's this whole newfound respect between families. And I think it was another family who contacted me the other day to say it's been the topic of discussion since they've done the hike. It's been 2 weeks now, and they've spoken about it almost every single day. Do you remember this? Do you remember how you couldn't get over here? Do you remember how you did this, how you jumped this rock? And I think with families, it's just been so gorgeous. And then also with ladies, we've had a massive call from ladies, and I didn't understand it until I asked one of the ladies, and she says, we've been dying to do this, but because it's so dangerous to go alone, a small group, this is the perfect outlet for them. This is the perfect way for them to get on these places, to go on these hikes, to see nature, to see what South Africa holds. And I mean, this is just on our doorstep, and this is just the starting of the Motivation Hikes. We're going to be doing a lot around the country. There's going to be youth camps. There's going to be father-son hikes. There's going to be father-daughter hikes. There's going to be family hikes. There's just so many things that we're busy working on at the moment. So just stay tuned to our page, and you'll see everything that's going to happen.
Alhamdulillah. I think for me, what's fantastic about that is that everybody's included. And as you mentioned, for the ladies aspect, you feel safe. You know that you can go out there without having to worry about your safety, which in a country like this you have to be conscious and aware of. But also the fact that you're allowing fathers and daughters to have a camp. For me, that's huge. I know fathers and sons, those fathers and daughters camps, we forget how important that bonding time is for them. And this allows that platform for it.
You know, I have a little daughter of my own, and I know how close daughters are with their fathers.
Yes.
And this just creates a different bonding time. It's not just the, you know, you're my little daughter and you need to look pretty and don't get dirty. It creates a different bonding time. And it's for those parents who also don't have sons, this is a perfect time for a father and a child to have a brilliant bond that is something that wasn't done before, especially in our community.
Absolutely.
And I think this will open up a whole new chapter in terms of bonding between fathers and daughters.
Absolutely. Mo, I have to ask you, I know that many of our viewers, some may have lost spouses as well. What about those families where there's only one parent but would like their sons or daughters to join in on a fathers and daughters camp even though they don't have a father in their home? How would you be able to accommodate?
Of course, I'd accommodate that with pleasure. I mean, there's been a few hikes already where kids have come alone. And their parents wanted them to get out, and I love them because they become my assistant for the day. Fantastic. And they love it. They love the responsibility that they're given and also the achievement of what they've accomplished. Watching everyone else maybe complain a bit, and they're managing and they're doing it perfectly. And the parents have contacted me as well to say, like, my son enjoyed it so much. He loved exactly what happened, and it was just amazing to hear all these responses, but to see the kids actually want all of this.
Absolutely. Alhamdulillah. Mo, when you speak about your plans and where you're going forward, I mean, this has happened very quickly also. I mean, all these plans to do the father and son, the hiking, everything is catapulted. And like you said, the positivity just moves forward. How do you plan? I'm just going to even ask you, where do you see yourself going forward? Because this brand is growing at such a phenomenal rate, alhamdulillah. But it's also such a blessing for people around us. How do you balance what you're giving back to your community with all of this and family and everything else?
You know what, Zaheerah, like I said, if you appreciate your time, you'll be able to balance it all. I think it's a very similar mindset that I'm using in my family life, in my workplace, with the hiking, with everything. If the mindset's exactly the same, it doesn't feel tedious.
Yes.
It doesn't drain me. It doesn't pull out my energy. I'm working with positive people who only want positive things. People can come with a negative mindset to the gym. My mission is to change their mindset into a positive mindset. And in that way, I don't feel drained at all. Really, I wake up at 4 a.m. every day and my eyes just open knowing that I'm ready for the next day.
For viewers that are watching, who are from all around the country, some are in smaller towns, some are further away from the Gauteng area, what is your advice to them in terms of just getting started, getting going, deciding that today is day one, not one day, but day one?
My advice would be just get up, start. Don't procrastinate. Don't give yourself excuses. You know, you can either have results or excuses. You can't have both. Don't give yourself excuses. Get up, start. You'll feel amazing, and then you'll get addicted to it. And once you're addicted to positivity, a healthy lifestyle, outdoors, once you're addicted to those things, you'll understand that life is so much more than just sitting around doing absolutely nothing, watching your time go by, sleeping to pass your day instead of sleeping to just recover.
Absolutely. And I think, as we keep mentioning, South Africa is such a beautiful country. We just need to go out there and actually see it and enjoy it.
We have more beauty in this country than most countries would ever
Absolutely.
have. We just choose not to go there. We want to go to shopping centers and walk around in a shopping center when we can go to a mountain and see views that are out of this world, waterfalls that we didn't even know existed. So I think just get out there, whatever it is, even if you in another part of the country and we can't get hold of you to take you on our hikes, get out there. The internet is here. We can use it, find locations,
yes.
Go for a walk, see what it's about, get fit, get to the gym, eat healthy, make good food choices, sleep properly, the importance of sleep. I cannot tell you the importance of sleep. Sleep properly, because once you do all of that and you have all three in order, I always say it's like an electrical circuit, and there's three components to it. And the light switch, which is your gym, and you can switch it on and off the whole day, nothing will happen. And the power behind that's your diet. And again, you can switch it on and off the whole day, but if there's no globe, no light's going to come on, and the globe is your sleep. And take one component out of that, the circuit doesn't work. You need all three working together to give you that perfect circuit.
And I think, Mo, you summed that up fantastically well, and good advice to make sure those circuits are moving. Jazakallah for joining us in studio.
Thank you so much for having me.
Mo Cassim from Motivation telling us all about how to get ourselves ready, how to make sure those circuits are working, how to make sure we combine all aspects of our life to make sure we have the best of who we are. Because once we're able to give the best of who we are, the ripple effects are huge. We see it in our families, we see it in our children, in our communities, and everyone at large. And like Mo said, if you're not around the area, go on the net, find which mountains are in your area. Just make sure you get out there. Go and enjoy the fresh air. And I have no doubt, if you're not sure where to go, email Mo, find him on social media. He'll be more than happy to advise you as well. Stay tuned. When we come back, we continue our conversations.
من نعم الله الجبار قبس من نور المختار وبعزم كالنهر الجاري نسلك درب العلم ونعمل قبس إصلاح وإخاء علم إيمان ودعاء.
Park Avenue Stationers, your office supply specialists. Home to friendly staff and unbeatable prices. We are situated in Fordsburg Garden Route, Plettenberg Bay and Cape Town and offer a next day delivery service. We are stockist of all office and school stationery, art supplies, printers, cartridges and toners, including a wide range of fine writing pens such as Parker and Cross. We provide a wide range of printing, branding, name badges and engraving. We are also proud to boast our in-house rubber stamp department, where we offer rubber stamps while you wait.
For all your flexible packaging, snack packaging, candy wrappers, shrink sleeves, labels, cartons and other custom packaging, contact CPP Flexibles on 072-474-1132 and at www.cppflexibles.co.za.
La Principessa, the exclusive bridal experience. We search the globe to bring you only the finest bridal gowns and evening wear, perfectly handcrafted accessories, shoes, jewelry, and bags at affordable prices. Visit us at 13 Twilight Drive, Umhlanga, opposite Gateway Mall, as well as at the Atrium, Overport City. Call us on 082-387-1729. La Principessa, bringing you one step closer to finding your dream dress.
Wonder Dates are excited to announce the arrival of a variety of fresh dates from Medina, Dubai, Egypt and Namibia. Our selection of the finest organically grown quality dates is bigger and better than ever before. Whether it's for Ramadan, nikahs, walimas or part of your everyday meal, we have a date to suit your taste and are available throughout the year. Wonder Dates, South Africa's first and only date shop with the largest variety under one roof. Wonder Dates, bringing the freshness of the farm to your home.
يلي لفيتونا بحضوركم نسعد يلي لفيتونا يلي لفيتونا أحلى الفعاليات واروعها بتشوفون.
Shaw Miraj Travel brings you Baghdad Tour 2018. This December celebrating Yawi Sharif in Baghdad. Visiting Baghdad, Samarra, Qazimain, Karbala, Najaf, Kufa, Hilla and Musaib. Complete package for only 23,450 per person in a double room or triple room. Package includes international airfare ex-Johannesburg, visas, all transportation. Complete ziyarats with hotel accommodation with half board. Call Durban 031-208-4222 or visit www.mirajtravel.co.za for more information. Shaw Miraj Travel, you deserve the best.
قبس من نور المختار وبعزم كالنهر الجاري نسلك درب العلم ونعمل قبس إصلاح وإخاء علم إيمان ودعاء.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Itrend on ITV. We've gone from talking about motivation, making sure our minds are in the right frame, and now we've got one of the absolute highlights in the Joburg calendar, the Jozi Books and Blogs Festival. It's now the 3rd year running, and we are thrilled to have them back on the hot seat so we can get all that information for you. Although it's in the Gauteng area, I would advise you all come out, drive out and make sure you're here, because this is something that is an absolute treasure in our community. To talk to us today about it is Shaakira, Rahiman, Saleh and Munira, Carim. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam. It's such a pleasure to have you ladies here. Munira, you back on the hot seat again year after year, and we love having you here. Ladies, tell us a little bit about when is the Jozi Books and Blogs Festival taking place?
Well, it's happening on the 29th of July, which is not this Sunday, it's the next Sunday, in Lenasia. So it's on our doorstep in Joburg South, and it starts at 10 a.m. and there's a full day of activity for the whole family.
Which is fantastic. Munira, you've been part of this event for the last 3 years. How has the build-up been? Have you seen it growing over these last few years? Tell us a little bit about from your aspect.
Alhamdulillah, we started off in 2016. It was just, it was an idea of Zaheerah's to just bring authors and stuff to ground level, you know, for people to be able to communicate and to relate to them, to have access to them and for them to inspire everybody. Alhamdulillah, from where we started and to where we've grown today, what an amazing growth it has been, because we've got like an entire panel of, if you want to call them, program coordinators or panelists on board. It's just completely grown. It's phenomenal. Zaheerah has put in place so many connections through Jozi's BBF and through her books, Saffron and Samosa Express. So she's able to bring these people through, and every year by doing the Jozi's BBF, you know, more connections are coming on board.
Absolutely.
So alhamdulillah, we've got, you know, a vast array of authors from throughout South Africa.
That for me is when I look at the lineup, and I'm following this lineup every day of who's coming through. What's remarkable is that it's not just, I don't want to say limited, but it's not constrained to a Muslim community. It's South African authors, and it exposes us to all South African talent, which is absolutely fantastic.
That's correct. So although it's called Jozi's Books and Blogs Festival, it's not just Jozi authors. We've got people from across our lands, yes.
Perfect. Shaakira, what is your role and involvement in the Jozi Books and Blogs Festival?
You know, as Munira said that Zaheerah Jina, she is the founder and coordinator, and then she looked towards a few organizations, including Rosh Gold, which I'm from, and Munira's organization, which is called Nurul M Promotions, as well as the SPSM school in Lenasia, where the event is hosted. They do such a phenomenal job, Zaheerah. So between all of us, many hands make light work. In the spirit of volunteerism, we come on board. We invest in our community. As Munira said, we make literature and our authors, and encouraging, the celebration of words, which is what the theme is this year. We bring that all and we make it accessible to our lower income and middle income markets, because literary festivals were more involved in the, the gold. For the past 3 years is we come in our children's program. We bring fun to the festival. We make learning fun. So words aren't boring. Words are fun.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And we know it's so interactive. We're having a story walk for the young ones with author Amina Kara, and we're having interactive sessions. Children can learn how to write and they can do crafts. So like I say, we bring the fun to the festival, especially with our children's program, with Roshkold News and the Roshkold Kids Club.
And like you're saying, it's a volunteerism of collaborations between phenomenal organizations, whether it's Nurulaim or Roshkold. It's a phenomenal collaboration of people wanting to give back to their communities. And I think what you've mentioned now is something so important, that we've always seen literacy as being accessible to people in middle to higher income groups, and you making it accessible to everyone, saying, but I have to ask you, how in the age of technology, where kids want to pick up their phones, their iPads, how easy or how difficult has it been to re-engage them, to say, come and write your stories, come and listen to people, come and read stories?
It has been a bit of a hiccup, but alhamdulillah, it's growing. Like I say, that's why we're calling it Jozi's Books and Blogs Festival, because we've included the digital people. We've included that part, that aspect of literacy as well, because we understand that people don't just read books in their paperback format anymore. People are on their Kindles, they're on their iPads. Kids love reading that way. And as long as literacy is getting across in a way that they find fun, so we want to be involved in that. So we actually even have a session on coding. Why would we include Yes, why would we include coding? Because we know that that's the way of the future. So inshallah, through that, we're probably going to get someone who comes across who loves poetry or loves writing. They could probably learn coding and incorporate the two, and who knows what will come out of there. We're always all for going for people who are innovative and new entrepreneurs to try and spark something new from there.
Absolutely fantastic.
And just to add on to what Munira is saying, there's so many aspects to this festival. There's even a photography exhibition.
Yes.
So our Roshni Photography Club will be there. Uncle Yunus Chamda, who has years of experience, will be there. So if you want to know how to capture the perfect shot, he can enlighten you. And on the children that Munira is talking about as well, we put out a Roshkold Kids Club competition, and we asked our young children who will be coming to the festival to do a chart on their interpretation on the celebration of words. And the response was incredible. I was blown away. I often, when I was looking through the entries, I thought, can I actually produce something like this? So I think given the opportunity, children can surprise you. And they are so creative and so innovative. And we can't wait to share those entries. And I just have to say that on that note, Zaheerah, the competition is still on.
I was just about to ask you, because I said, I'm loving this fact that you're engaging children already, and I love the theme celebration of words, because it's exactly that. But there are many viewers out there who may have missed a post on social media or on WhatsApp and may want to get their kids involved. So tell us, how can our kids get involved in this?
Oh, it's so easy, Zaheerah. Just follow Jozi's BBF on Facebook and Instagram, as well as Roshkold. The rules are there. It's simple. All you need to do is draw a chart. It's for children from ages 6 to 14 years old, and the theme is a celebration of words. So whatever you interpret, it could be, we had a Peter pronoun, so it was a little guy named Peter and all the pronouns around him, or perhaps famous sayings of Shakespeare that we use in modern day. It can be anything. So send in your entries to Roshkold, and we've got great prizes from Roshkold News and Roshkold Kids Club. You have to see them on Instagram. They are superb.
Looking forward to that. When is the due date or cutoff date for these entries?
So the cutoff date, we actually extended it. It was last week, Friday the 13th, but we extended it to tomorrow, the 20th. 20th. So please get those entries in. It just takes an afternoon or an evening. And I have to say that every child is a winner with Roscoe Kids Club in the Jozi's Books and Blogs. So just for participating, we're giving away a prize for every child that attends the festival. So
fantastic.
I hope that motivates the younger viewers.
And obviously our viewers that are from out of the country, if they want to submit, they can still submit as well.
It's a national competition, and they are also eligible for the prizes.
I love that engagement with the children in our community and making sure that they feel part of it as well. I think the theme celebration of words. Tell us how you came up with the theme for this year's festival.
Well, I think Zaheerah just thought of it offhand, and she basically she'll come up with a theme and we'll run with it, I guess.
Which is fantastic.
But it's fantastic because I mean it carries through. It's something that you can really expand on. Like Shaakira said, it's your interpretation of a celebration of words. Also, expanding on the fact that we're going to have the photography exhibition, there will be an art exhibition this year. So we've got artists on board who are portraying their celebration of words through their actual talent, their artistic talent. So alhamdulillah, it's like, it's actually, you can say Books and Blogs Festival is now grown to Books and Blogs, and I would say Arts Festival as well.
I was going to say it's a cultural festival, because when I'm listening to what you have there, I'm even more intrigued. I mean, not only do you have the authors, you've got the bloggers, you've got coding, you've got photography, and I'm sure there's a whole lot more that we will discuss what people can look forward to. But the fact that this has become a festival of celebrating skills in our community is huge.
And I'd just like to also say that the entry fee is only 10 Rand, and that's all that you're paying to, to have free access to all of this on the day.
And I think people also need to understand the amount of volunteering and the amount of support that people lend to ensure that this event grows. And this is not a profit-making event. It's a community event.
And I think it's very important to acknowledge that, Zaheerah, because all the authors on board, everyone involved is in the spirit of volunteerism. And the 10 Rand, like Munira says, is a bare minimal. There's a whole program that you can access on the Jozi's Books and Blogs.co.za. So there's sessions running concurrently. So my advice would be to go to the website, see what's happening, plan your day, and navigate your way through the festival with the help of the excellent team at the SPSM school, Chateen and Koshika and Dimple. They were excellent, and I think that's how you'll make the most of the festival. See what you're interested in and go to the rooms and go to the libraries and go on the lawn. There's spots in different areas. The children's program will be in the Kainet Center, and some arts and crafts in the library. And I know Munira's got a whole lot on the stall section. That's very exciting as well.
We've got to take a very quick ad break, but when we come back, we'll find out more information about how you can better be prepared for next Sunday's event. Stay tuned.
من نعم الله الجبار قبس من نور المختار وبعزم كالنهر الجاري نسلك درب العلم ونعمل قبس إصلاح وإخاء علم إيمان ودعاء.
Carim for luxury bathrooms and towels.
Yusuf Waja Insurance Brokers specializes in Sharia-compliant savings and investments. We have been committed to fast, friendly and efficient service since 1989. Use our tried and tested relationships to work for you. From savings and investments plans to retirement and pension planning, we have the best solution waiting for you. Now, that's for sure. Be part of the preservation of the word of Allah by sponsoring a Hafiz for only 2,000 Rands a month. Remember, Allah is in the assistance of His servant as long as He is in the assistance of others. Every nation is built on a solid foundation. The Al Tawheed Foundation. Contact us on 011 211 6009.
من نعم الله الجبار قبس من نور المختار وبعزم كالنهر الجاري نسلك درب العلم ونعمل قبس إصلاح وإخاء علم إيمان ودعاء.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the last segment of Itrend. The shows always go way too fast and we hope that we give you as much information as we possibly can in this time. We're chatting to Shaakira, Rahiman, Saleh and Munira, Carim from Jozi Books and Blogs Festival, something that is synonymous with the name Zaheerah Bham-Ismail. We all know her. She's our go-to person for asking anything about the latest authors, what books have come out, anything that's proudly South African, that's written. Zaheerah knows about it. And this collaboration of people in our community that results in a festival celebrating skills and abilities is her brainchild and something that's absolutely phenomenal, a true gift to all of us as well. Ladies, we were chatting about what we have to look forward to, and I'm already sitting here thinking, I actually feel like I need to sign up to a few of these things already. Do people need to pre-book any of the events, or do we just come there and see what we want to do?
Okay, so like if you're attending a writing workshop, there's also photography masterclass. So if you're attending workshops like those, you have to just be, it's a first come, first serve basis, and there'll be like a limit of about 30 people. Okay. So you make sure that you're there on time. We're not going to be doing pre-bookings because obviously people can pre-book and then not show up on the day, and then people have lost their space. So, if you really keen on attending a session, make sure that you're there on time.
Perfect. So we've spoken a little bit about what's available, because as much as people think it's about books and then blogs, it has just grown phenomenally. Tell us a little bit in terms of the kids, the teens, the adults. What do we have to look forward to when we come as families to this event?
You know, Zaheerah, what I would suggest is getting there early. The event kicks off at 10 a.m. Okay. And it kicks off with two very prominent guest speakers. The one being Xavier Sayer, who is a world-renowned photographer. He's South African, and he works with the best. You would have to attend to listen to him on his journey with photography and his experience. The second guest speaker, which I'm also really looking forward to, is Khadija Patel, who is the editor of Mail and Guardian. Yes. And I personally would love to hear from her as a Muslimah in media. Yes. You know, so not to be missed. Get in there before 10, and then the opening ends at about 10:30, giving you about half an hour to navigate around the festival. And there's so many authors, you know. It's so, I wish I could say all of them, but just on the top of my head, you know, you get published, self-published authors, which are celebrated, who have gone the extra mile to do the self-publishing route. There's a ton of them. And then you also get traditionally published authors. That means a publisher invested a lot in taking their book to market. And there are authors like Cynthia Jele, who published the book Happiness is a Four-Letter Word. It transcended into film, and it has won so many awards. Also, the one author award, so she also won so many awards. And a younger author, Stacey Frew, at the age of 7, she wrote a book without her parents even knowing, and she has won multiple awards. So just to tell you, there's cream of the crop at this festival, and you need to be there at 10 and spend the whole day.
Absolutely. For those who are sitting at home saying, you know, but I've written something, I want to actually see, would there be a space for them to come through, chat to the right people, finding out about publishing their works?
Yes, we will actually have Uncle Muhammad Amra from Baitul Hikmah in Durban. Yes. He'll be there. He runs Africa Impressions as well, which is a publishing company in South Africa. So you can chat to him, but he will also be running a session. So there will be a session that you can attend on how to get your work published.
Fantastic.
So we've covered like every avenue.
I can see that.
Like how to write a story, how to get published, how to do your blog, how to...
So basically you can walk in there being yourself, and you can walk out there being a published author. That's what they're telling you.
Exactly. Uncle Harun Pochi.
Yes, we love him.
Yes, he'll also be there from Rashkol News. He's the editor. And I'd suggest also, you know, there's different forms of publishing. Maybe you want to start small and do a snippet in a magazine. Then you can start with him and he'll give you advice. He's running a session, and as Munira said, there are few publishers, and they are excited to meet lots of potential writers. So here's your opportunity. Everything is on your doorstep, and take advantage, you know. Come to the festival.
I have to ask you, because you've mentioned Rosh Gold, what is Rosh Gold's social responsibility? Why give back to the community? Why go into doing Books and Blogs Festival? Why a celebration of skills and abilities?
You know, Zaheerah, Rosh Gold from its very inception, and Rosh Gold is in its 34 years of existence right now. The mission statement has always been very community focused. That's one of the initial reasons they started in the apartheid era, where investing wasn't accessible to a mass market, and then from there they always gave back to the community. So in terms of the Jozi Books and Blogs Festival, we come to the festival with Rosh Gold News, which is also an established magazine, and we've profiled so many phenomenal writers, and we bring empowerment to young entrepreneurs and to our shareholders and subscribers. And then also from a kids club perspective, I'm wearing the badge. I'm very proud of this initiative because we invest in our children. In terms of the Jozi Books and Blogs Festival, we feel like a more informed youth is a more empowered youth, and that's a very important thing for us. So we're very proud to be on board for that reason.
And I love the fact that we have companies and people in our communities that are willing to invest and to develop skills and abilities, because if you don't have somebody having faith in you at that age, it falls away because you don't even notice those skills anymore. So we're hats off to you guys for acknowledging that and for celebrating it as well.
Thank you so much.
Munira, we've spoken about what the children have to look forward to. What about the teenagers? I mean, it's difficult to get teenagers to come out there and to say, you know what, participate in this, see what's on offer. I mean, earlier you mentioned the Kindle and that. For me, I'm still a book person. I walk around with my books. I love books. I love the smell of it. I love the texture of it. So, and thankfully, my daughters have followed suit. They love it as well. But how do you convince, what can the mums and dads tell their teens? What's in it for them?
Okay, so obviously, looking at it as from my son's point of view, is also a teenager. Like, what would he come there to come in? What would excite him? You know, he's the introvert. He loves drawing. He doesn't read that much, although I'm on his case all the time. So what would get him to be there? So like I said, naturally, the coding, that caught him on. He entered the competition for Rosh Gold as well. And then looking at other things that it does offer for teens, we've got teens and tweens workshop, tweens being, between the kids and the teen age. Like Shaakira mentioned, we've got Stacey Frew, who published her book at 7, and then we've got another boy, Mpembe. Was that his surname?
Yes, and all the authors we mentioning,
he's 14,
again,
the boy that's 14 years old.
Yeah, I think just for all your viewers here, go on to the Jozi's Books and Blogs program, and there's a whole lot of information on each author with their bios, and they're so inspirational, as Munira is saying. You see, it's nice to hear from a young author.
Absolutely.
And then they relate to each other. There's a connection there. So it inspires, it ignites a spark amongst the youth to hear from the youth on their journey, with writing and words, and how it's, been so meaningful to them. So I feel that's a very important connection that you will get from the younger authors as well.
Yeah.
That for me is a huge aspect, because I think to be able to get 14-year-olds there to stand up and to speak to our youth, to say, you know what, this is a journey I've been on, it's been fantastic, that's wonderful, because it gives access to an entirely different world.
That's correct. So this 14-year-old boy, he's actually from the Nova Pioneer School, and he actually started acting in Shakespeare as Othello and stuff like that, and he is a poet. He's a poet as well. He's got a published blog. So he and Stacey Frew are actually going to be hosting a workshop to help teens and stuff with what you want to write, and also your poetry as well. Fantastic. So, we've got like fantastic sessions like that for the kids. We've also got crafts for the really younger ones. There will be 2 craft schools there on the day, and they'll be offering crafts. So in between the sessions, you want to keep your kids busy while you're attending a session, you can book them in for a craft, and you can attend a session as well.
Is there anything you haven't thought about?
No, we've thought about the food as well, and we have stalls as well. And the stalls are going to actually be in the main hall of the school. And what the stalls will cover is they'll cover all the books on sale. So it will be all the authors who are there on the day. Their books will be on sale.
Fantastic.
In the hall will be book signing with the authors as well. So you'll get to meet and greet them afterwards and to get your books autographed by them. We will also be having second-hand books on sale. So, you know, I'm a person who loves browsing second-hand bookstores, like looking for the classics or even things for my kids. And then we'll be having literary novelties on sale as well. There's like a lady who does little bracelet charms. Fantastic. She makes them out of your favorite books. So you can actually place an order with her, and you can wear a charm bracelet with all your favorite books on there as well.
Fantastic. Ladies, I know there's so much more to go through. We never have enough time to go through all of this, but thank you so much for joining us, for sharing the information with us. I know I'm looking forward to it. I definitely am making sure my family and I will be there, inshallah. But thank you to the Jozi Books and Blogs team for actually coming and not just celebrating words, but celebrating talent. And I think, you know, we see so much around us in our communities, and I always say we never celebrate skills enough. So thank you for giving us that chance, and for giving us, the public, the opportunity to come there and to be thrilled with what we have to see.
Oh, it's a pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you at the festival, Zaheerah, and to all your viewers as well. Thank you so much.
I think there's no doubt. We all know where we need to be on the 29th. That's at Jozi Books and Blogs Festivals. As the ladies have said, you know, just log on to the website. There is an abundance of information. There's things for our kids, our teens, the adults. There's something for everyone. Whether you like books, whether you don't, there'll be something for you. The one thing I always about books is you don't choose the books choose you. So when I walk into a book place, I always say the book that I'm meant to read will somehow make itself apparent, and it does. And I can't wait to be in the presence of proudly South African authors, bloggers, and people of an abundance of skills and talents. Come out and celebrate these words. Come out and celebrate the talent that abounds around us. And who knows, you may be inspired to write your next book and get it published, and you'll be presenting at Jozi Books and Blogs Festival. We wish the team all the best, and we look forward to seeing all of you there as well. Thank you so much for joining us on air. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
من نعم الله الجبار قبس من نور المختار وبعزم كالنهر الجاري نسلك درب العلم ونعمل قبس إصلاح وإخاء علم إيمان ودعاء.
An-Noor Islamic Center plans to undertake a project which includes